Welcome back to the OUA football previews. We are here with the McMaster Marauders, running back Dan Bosett. Dan, thanks for joining us tonight. Great year last year for you. How can you build on that just to start off?
Well, I think we were lucky enough to be a younger team last year up front and got back some guys with a little bit more experience and busted up the O-line. And I think just as far as camp goes, we're ready to go. And me personally and my other fellow running backs have been working hard all off season. And yeah, I think we've gotten stronger faster. And yeah, we're ready to do this thing. So.
And for you guys as a whole, obviously Andreas Dueck moved on from the program. Keegan Hall has been kind of waiting. What's it like with a new quarterback at the helm for you guys?
So yeah, Dre was awesome. He's obviously a very talented quarterback, and yeah, he got a Yates Cup back in my first year in 2019, and he's been great for us. Keegan Hall has stayed behind and kind of understudied him, and Keegan Hall is I will say, and I know all of my teammates will say, and anybody who knows him will say he's special. He's a student of the game truly, and he's the smartest football player I've ever shared a room with and as passionate as they come. And yeah, we're ready to see how far he can take us, and I think it's pretty damn far. So yeah, looking forward to seeing him play. He's been working so hard. So yeah, I'm excited.
And what different aspect does he bring to the Marauders offense?
I think Keegan is confident. I think Keegan sits in there and he knows what he's gonna do, and he'll die on a shield or with it, as he says. So yeah, he's dialed in, and he brings everything. And the thing about Keegan that separates him from any other player and quarterback I known is his heart and his grit and his determination. He's a football player who plays quarterback. So.
And looking in front of him just a little bit, one of the most important pieces to a successful offense is that offensive line unit. Can you talk about you guys up front and not only what they do for the quarterback position, but for your running backs in the backfield as well?
Yeah, so I think we've restructured and worked a lot of things out in the off season with spring camp and training camp, and worked on our zone and gap scheme and everything within that, and our protection rules and all that. And like I said beforehand, with the experience of these guys and getting a lot of these guys back into their second year starting roles and stuff like that is going to be huge for us. And yeah, I think all throughout like camp they've looked awesome, and yeah, we're ready to move forward and be a solid unit up front. So.
Now, out wide, I know we got kind of an extra look at him during the East West Bowl, but Jacob Patton, receiver for you guys, he's pretty electric. Talk about him and kind of the growth he has from last year's start to this year.
He's a stud. He was ready to go last year. Unfortunately, due to circumstances, he couldn't finish the season out. But yeah, as you guys saw in a preview of the East West, he flies around out there and he can make plays with no space or ton of space. Doesn't matter. That guy's gonna make somebody miss in a phone booth. So excited to see him go too.
And as we look at the team as a whole, I know we'll talk about the defense in a little bit, but last year, I think everyone was kind of caught off guard by you guys missing the playoffs. Um, what's it going to be for McMaster on field to make sure that's an anomaly in your program?
So I think, and I know a lot of guys feel this way, is like we kind of let our program down these last couple years, and that's not the standard we want to be at. And McMaster, in the history of like the course, at least the last 20 years, has been a successful program year in year out, and we kind of feel, and I'll say it, we were embarrassed, and it's not somewhere where we want to be. So this year we're angry and we're playing with a chip on our shoulder, and we're not letting that happen again. And it doesn't matter what it takes. Like that's just not an option for us. So yeah.
What kind of attention to details and what kind of extra emphasis have you guys put on different aspects during training camp? Like, what's your focus been to kind of correct that course?
I think the film room's been a big one for us. Just watching film and paying attention to detail within the run game and all of our schemes and our protection, especially. I know, like me personally speaking, as a running back and all my fellow running backs, like Yeah, we play running back because ultimately we love the ball in our hands, but we're in Canadian football and we throw the ball a lot, and paying attention to wherever we can help in protection and being steady and being a solid unit in the pass game as well as going out on routes and working on that stuff has been detrimental to our offense. And I think we've really done well with that, and getting a couple players back, especially a fullback from Montreal, Jacob Mason, who's a stud on all aspects, and he can block as good as anybody, if not better than anybody in this league. So yeah, we have definitely paid more attention to blocking, even at the receiver position as well. I think it all starts with blocking because you can turn that 5 into 50 real quick if you got guys shaped up. So
The running back pumping up the fullback. Who would have thought, right, guys?
it's my guy.
No, but it's so true, and for you guys, especially with a new quarterback, right? The running backs are going to make such a difference in pass pro between either that big play happening or maybe he can just not having the time to step into one, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, we've definitely taken that on our shoulders. Joan Smith, who got some significant minutes and touches last year, he's going to be a big part this year as well, along with Braden Kelly and Rico Chisholm. Like we've all kind of just taken it on ourselves and really paid attention to the pass pro game, and running routes a lot too, because Coach Potasic likes to get his backs involved outside the box as well. So
How beneficial is it for you guys as an offense to have a running back room as deep as you have, like allowing that or allowing guys to have fresh legs kind of each and every down almost?
So I think this year especially we're going to roll some legs more and ride the hot hand, which I think is important in any offense. And as you see across the CFL, NFL, like no great team has one guy who can go. And I think having that deep room at running back especially, it helps a lot because as physical as the position is, guys get banged up, guys get injured, and next man up mentality. And if we're all kind of a unit in there and we all kind of have one mindset, I think it really helps a football team go forward. So
Yeah, I just want to talk about your head coach now a little bit too. Coach Stephen Potasic, obviously an incredible football mind. What's it like kind of, having him lead the team?
Coach P is he's Coach P. He's one of one. He is a sporadic genius that you don't really know what really is going on inside of his brain sometimes, and he kind of runs around and runs the show in chaos. But you trust him, and it's shown to prove that it works. So you just buy in and let the big man make decisions. Nothing really else to say behind that.
Now let's talk about the guys you get to go against each and every day. The Marauders defense. How has the front seven been shaping up through this year?
We got a good front seven. We got as tough as a middle linebacker as you're gonna find with Eric Bujalski. He's pretty low to the ground, so you feel his pop pretty early, and that's coming from a small guy myself. Yeah, he's great, and up front, obviously, we had OUA All-Star and Mitch Price, who's the strongest guy in the OUA, and I don't care what anybody's number is. I don't think they're putting up 38 on the bench press at an East West Bowl.
38.
So he put up 38, 225. So
Like
yeah.
this fall camp he did that.
No, he did that at the
East
East
West.
West
Oh, right.
combine.
Oh
They
my
might
God.
have docked him too for like a 36 or something. I'm not totally
Yeah.
positive, but yeah, 38 was what it is. And I spent some time in the weight room with him in the off season. I was lucky enough to share my bench days with him. And let's just say we were the last guys out of the gym because I had to take so many 45s off in between sets. So yeah,
Hey, it's
no,
just
the front
helping you
seven
with
looks
your arm
great.
pump, right?
Along with I think our defensive ends are as good as they get. I think we have three CFL caliber DNs within Ryan Leader, Owen Hubert, and Greg Thomas. Owen Hubert had a really good East West Bowl as well, and Greg Thomas is kind of a guy that flies under the radar a little bit, but he's a dog on special teams and defense. And yeah, getting Leader back from the Stamps was big for us too, and he's looked awesome all camps.
Now, the secondary has a tendency to force some turnovers for you. Josh Cumber has his entire career with Mac, and Masuka as well had 3 last year. When you guys get that big bolt of energy from the secondary, what does that bring to you guys on offense and as a team?
So I think first of all is like our offense. Like we really want to build off that stuff, right? Like last year, our defense was holding in and hanging in for us in a lot of games where we weren't putting up as nearly as many points as we want to because we weren't finishing drives. And when we see Josh Cumber go up and go grab a ball he had no business getting and coming down with it, and our defense going wild on the sidelines, like that just gives us juice, and we know those guys are going to make plays, and we just have to back that up. And that was a big focus in our offseason, in our camp. Like, we need to capitalize on those takeaways because our defense is as good as the country sees. So
That's great. And as you guys go through camp, the ebbs and flows, how has your team been able to grow as a unit as a whole and build some chemistry?
I think this group's very tight knit, and I think it really started in the off season. To be honest, we kind of stepped back from not missing the playoffs 2 years back to back and said, "All right, well, we got to do something here, and we got to make this group either tighter, harder working. What is it? What is it going to be?" And we had our defense coordinator, Coach Brady, come together with a bunch of older guys and dial up kind of a plan to start, like, kind of, we call it our battalions at Mac, and we have like a little draft in front of the whole team working on like grades, like who works hard, numbers, PRs in the gym, all that stuff. You do a draft top to bottom, and you compete all off season with guys that like from all the way from first year all the way to the 6th year guys. And I think that really pushed each other because we were always competitive every Friday in the gym. Like, it was like, who's going to get your battalion points for the team, and it really like bonded us all together. And then tying that into camp, it's just felt close. Like, you know how camp goes, there's scuffles left and right. We've seen it all over Sports Center time and time again. Someone's swinging at someone, but at the end of the day, you knock somebody on their butt, you pick them up, you smile, and then you do it again. And I think that locker room's as tight as it's been since I've been here. So, and this is my 5th year, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, we were actually just talking before you jumped on about Mark Andrews, how he had suplexed someone. The guy ended up injuring his rotator cuff. I just saw a news report. So it's like, oh, okay, that's when you really hope the
There's
scuffles
some
aren't
push
like
and pull with
inside your
the
team.
training camp
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's taking it too far. So
Have you guys been able to get any inter-squad or joint practices? I know last year you guys were with Laurier, right? Have you guys had that
so
ability
we were
this year with anyone?
supposed so we were supposed to on Saturday. That was our plan. But yeah, unfortunately, it didn't work out this year. So yeah, we're doing just a controlled scrimmage within our own squad tomorrow. So
Nice. And Connor, do you have anything to add?
No, I think that was great. Yeah, that was thanks for taking the time to speak to us about the season and the expectations coming up, and give us a little inside look at training camp there. But yeah, no, nothing for me. I just appreciate you joining us, appreciate the time, and it was great to speak with you.
yeah, no, pleasure, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was great.
Thank you very much. And that was Dan Bosett, running back for the McMaster Marauders. Looking forward to you guys this season and to seeing how you guys progress through each and every week.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys.